Straight ahead on WBKB, a compromise for the next round of stimulus checks.
Plus, Alpena County is offering a new vaccine program for seniors and how you can get the best deals on summer travel.
You're watching Thunder Bay News Network. WBKB News at 6 starts now.
This is WBKB News at 6. An in-depth look at news, weather, and sports. From hard-hitting news stories to local events, we're there with coverage you can count on. You're watching WBKB News at 6.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Sherry Stewart.
And I'm Tyler Cruz. President Biden has agreed to a compromise with moderate Democrats on the next round of stimulus payments. The president narrows the income eligibility of who can receive a stimulus check. Single filers reporting more than $80,000 of income would no longer receive a payment. Couples reporting over $160,000 in earnings would no longer receive a stimulus either. And a head of household reporting more than $120,000 in income would also not be eligible. The debate and vote-a-rama over the American Rescue Plan is expected to begin Thursday night.
National Guard troops, including some from Michigan, are being hospitalized due to foodborne illness in Washington. WBKB's Tiffany Maddox has more.
Michigan men and women protecting the nation's capital have found bird feathers, metal shavings, and even mold in food provided through the Pentagon. The news comes after reports surfaced to the media.
It's food that is unrecognizable and inedible. It's in some cases uncooked, unrecognizable food that nobody would, feed to their family.
After being tipped off by a parent of a sick soldier, Michigan Representative Dan Kildee says he learned 59 soldiers became sick from the food and had to be removed from duty. Unacceptable treatment to those that protect our country.
Ages. I mean, these are people who have suspended their lives, deserve us to take care of them, and they have been mistreated, and that's not right, it's not fair, and we're going to fix it.
In a press conference Tuesday, Governor Whitmer said she made it very clear that guards would have appropriate hotel accommodations and adequate meals. Reporting in Alpena, Tiffany Maddox, WBKB News.
Thanks for that, Tiffany. And according to Representative Kildee, the conditions of the troops who went to the hospital are still unknown. He says the Pentagon won't disclose the food vendor or commit to ending the company's contract.
Alpena County is offering a vaccination program for their homebound seniors. This Friday, residents of Alpena who are homebound may receive a vaccine from the privacy of their own home. The only requirements are that the individual is over 65 years old and a resident of Alpena County.
That vaccination is going to happen this Friday. Anybody that's 65 years or older that is interested in getting the Johnson & Johnson one-dose vaccination.
Those interested can call the Alpena County Commission on Aging to schedule their vaccination. We'll have more information posted on our website.
District Health Department number 4 says some agricultural workers are now eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine. They include essential employees who work in meat processing and meat packing facilities, plus migrant and seasonal farm workers involved in raising and harvesting products. For specifics on eligibility, we will have a link to this story posted on our website. The Alpena Board of Education changed the instruction plan for the remainder of the school year. The board unanimously voted Tuesday night to return to in-person instruction during their meeting on Zoom. Specifically, they approved a motion for in-person instruction for 4 days a week for middle and high schools. On Wednesdays, students will learn remotely. The new plan begins April 5th. The board also approved full-time in-person instruction for the coming fall semester.
Well, that's good news.
Yeah.
Indoor dining ends at 11 p.m. because of the pandemic-related curfew, but what about last call? A new proposal in the Michigan legislature would allow alcohol sales at bars and restaurants until 4 a.m. It is designed to help local bars grab some extra profit after missing out during COVID restrictions for much of the past year. Lawmakers supporting the bill say there is a market for late-night alcohol sales, as not everybody works a 9-to-5 job. Those against the bill claim it would increase drunk driving accidents, as rural areas may not have rideshare opportunities available.
Alpena City Council approves a grant to place plastic recycling bins in the city. The grant provides a little over $58,000 toward the project. The bins are currently on order and will be put in the downtown parks. Mayor Walagora says it's a possibility the community will see the bins at some point this summer.
Last week, we told you that many Americans are looking to travel after being cooped up in the house for the past year. Well, today, WBKB spoke with a travel expert for some advice on those looking to get away again. While 60% of Americans are looking to plan their first post-pandemic trip in the near future, most people are swapping faraway bucket list vacations for places that are safe and comfortable. Melissa Doman, a travel expert from Travelocity, explains the toe-dip trips that many people are planning.
Instead, what we're seeing is people are easing back into travel with something we're calling toe dip trips. These are short trips close to home, often to familiar destinations that we really know and love, that help us rebuild confidence.
And while less people are flying than normal, it's not because of a lack of confidence anymore.
What makes this travel period different than maybe in times previously or last year is the vaccine rollout is ramping up, and we are seeing that's giving lots of people the confidence to get back out there, maybe start vacation planning again.
Doman says that off-the-grid, less traveled areas seem to be popular for vacationers right now. In Michigan, people are flocking to the lakes.
Kind of places that are off the beaten path, maybe a little less popular. In Michigan, I think we're seeing lake destinations are really popular.
As these destinations are growing in popularity, so are Midwestern cities like Detroit for weekend trips. While everyone loves to be spontaneous, Doman says there are several advantages to booking your summer or fall trips soon.
There's a few reasons. You're going to have great deals and values. The travel industry is still recovering, which means there's a lot of affordability. So you want to take advantage of those great deals.
Before traveling anywhere, Doman says to be sure of the COVID-related restrictions in place at your destination. That way, there are no surprises. Well, the beach is certainly calling after that story.
That just makes me want to go somewhere for sure. Well, there is more news ahead for you here on WBKB. Coming up, it's Next Level Wednesday, and today's guest talks about how her profession kept chasing her.
About 28 degrees. As we go into the weekend, we'll start having a warming trend kicking in. I'll have more on that and just how warm it's going to get heading into early next week coming up later in the newscast.
Well, thank you for that, Ellie. And on today's Next Level Wednesday, WBKB's Stephanie Minichi gets a makeover from makeup artist Jessie Delling while speaking with her about her journey into becoming a makeup artist. Take a look.
Today we're talking beauty. I'm here at Boudoir by Michelle Z, where I am speaking with Jessie Delling, who is going to tell us her very interesting story about how she got into doing makeup.
So my story started, I was 18, so my friends and I used to go out and have a little fun and just go to strip clubs. The women would be like, oh my gosh, I love your makeup, and then that's just kind of how it started.
Show me what you do now. You're here at Boudoir, and tell me what you do.
Personally, me, I always have to start with the base, prepping the skin and stuff like that, so I always start with a primer.
And then Jessie, how long have you been doing this?
It's been 12, 13 years now.
It sounds like you just kind of started doing something you liked and slid into it as a profession.
As I say, it kind of just fell in my lap in a way. Somebody asked me to do makeup for their wedding. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And then for, oh gosh, 5 years, I did makeup for weddings. You know, brides become a lot. Every time I'd be like, you know what, I want to quit, I don't want to do this anymore. It turned into, well, you don't have a choice because something else fell into your lap.
So it always kind of found its way to you.
Yes.
So for those that are wanting to become makeup artists, what would you suggest for them getting into the field?
So start with drugstore and practice on your friends.
Do you have recommendations for those who want to go the traditional route of, you know, working in a store or starting their own business?
My biggest suggestion would just be, don't be scared to do it and just do it. You have to push yourself because this is a very cutthroat industry. Start small and work your way up.
What was your worst experience, I guess, in the industry, speaking of cutthroat?
I've had people...
Michelle Z and Jessie will make that happen for you. In Alpena, Stephanie Minichi, WBKB News.
Thanks for that, Stephanie. A nice new look, too. Well, tune in tonight with Stephanie on Facebook Live at 8 for more details about her interview with Jesse.
Well, with warmer temperatures on the horizon, it's not hard to think about relaxing days on Michigan lakes.
Of course, a day on the lake would be incomplete without your very own pink limo float. This floating oasis is brought to you by Sam's Club. It's part of their Members Mark Island floats. It seats 6 and comes with 2 built-in coolers. What more could you ask for? Look at that.
I'd get stranded in the middle of the lake with that thing.
Oh, coming up on WBKB News, Ellie Morrison is next with your 7-day forecast plus the photo of the day.
And orange colors taken last evening on Bloom Road. Thank you, Patty, for sending us this photo. If you have a photo such as nature shots, pics with friends, or interesting sights you see that you'd like to send us, email it along with a short description to news@wbkb11.com.
Yeah, that's an absolutely breathtaking photo. I can't wait till we see those sunsets a little bit later, and then a little bit later, and then a little bit later. Sports is coming up next, but first, Jake Vanderbrook is in with a preview. Jake, what's going on tonight?
Next in sports, the Michigan High School Athletic Association has made some revisions on the 2021 postseason for wrestling. More on that. Plus, the Detroit Lions have signed a former Raiders wide receiver. We'll let you know.
And that's all we have for you this evening.
You can read more about our broadcast stories and get the scoop on other news items online.
Just visit WBKB11.com for sports, weather, and news updates anytime, day or night.
And check us out on our Facebook page and Twitter handle at WBKB11.
Be sure to catch us back here tonight at 11 with Stephanie Manici. Have a great evening.